In the studio, welcome to the Brew. It's CM Punk from WWE Raw. It's going to be in Portland tonight at the Rose Garden. How are you, my friend?
I'm lovely. I'm excited to be here. How are you?
Perfect. Now, I got to ask you, because this is what's being talked about everywhere, is these comments that have become viral of you getting into a Twitter war with Chris Brown.
And I don't think Chris is paid for what he's done. Picking up trash on the side of a highway does not make amends for repeatedly striking a woman in her face and sending her to a hospital. So Chris wants to throw stones my way now, and I say, that's fine, but put some gloves on and get in the ring. And I will choke you out, and I will make you feel as weak and as powerless and scared and alone as any woman who has had the misfortune of knowing a sad, cowardly little boy such as yourself.
Wow, that is something, and you're serious about this, right?
Yeah. That's not a pro wrestling promo. That's just that's from me to Chris.
Yeah, and so what's the latest? What has Chris answered you with?
He hasn't answered me with anything. I guess technically he's answered me by deleting his 18-some tweets to me and going on a Twitter, I guess, sabbatical. As far as I'm concerned, I proved my point. Right. Somebody somewhere down the line will put him in his place, and then we can all throw a party.
Awesome. Now, what are we expecting tonight? You're taking on who?
Tonight, I know I got Dolph Ziggler tonight, but that's like a special main event only for Portland. That's after the cameras go off. But I do believe I'm scheduled to go face to face with Chris Jericho. I think me and him just got a couple things we'd like to say to each other. The rumor is I'll be wrestling Daniel Bryan on the show as another champion versus champion match. Which anytime I'm in the ring with Daniel Bryan, I think it's a treat. I think the fans dig it. I know I dig it. I know he does. We have a chemistry, and we like to beat the crap out of each other.
Definitely,
so it's always good.
So now let's talk about how you got into wrestling. And
okay.
I see a name that you idolized as a kid. It came from Portland, Roddy Piper.
Absolutely. Yeah, he was the guy, and to me at least, he was a smaller guy in a world of giants who knew how to talk a lot of trash and back it up and get away with it. Sounds familiar,
Definitely. So now let's just, for those of you who are not initiated, who don't follow it that closely, so how long have you been with the WWE?
I signed in 2005, which it seems like 20 years. It feels like 20 years, but yeah, I've just been around. I signed in 2005. I debuted maybe a year after, so 2006. So here we are. I think we're approaching my 6-year anniversary. 6 years I've been on television. Non-stop.
Wow.
Sorry, everybody.
So now let me ask you this: what's the best thing? It's just this typical question. What's the best thing you like about the gig you got, and what's the worst?
The best thing's being in the ring, whether they're booing or cheering or they're throwing stuff at you. To me, it doesn't get any better than that. The worst thing is I suppose the travel.
Right.
How hectic it is.
Right.
But I always tell people I'm a pirate, I mean, to me, people come up to me on the street, and it's not that I'm embarrassed about being a pro wrestler, but if people ask you, hey, what do you do for a living? And you say, oh, I'm a pro wrestler, it just opens up. Yeah, I'm open up for all kinds of wacky questions, and it's always the same question. So I tend to say I'm a pirate. I go from one place to another. I'm not attached to anything. I don't have a wife. I don't have kids. I have various safe houses around the United States, and I'm constantly on the go. Different town, different. I see a different sunrise and a sunset every day of my life, and that's also part of the charm of what I do. But it could also be grinding.
Right. So how many days a year are you on the road? Do you say?
How many days are there in a year?
So pretty much all year long.
Basically,
right.
I mean, technically, well, and it's different for a guy at my level too.
Right.
To give you an example, I think I had 1 day off last week. I was home Thursday. So, and then I was right back on the road Friday. So, in the last 10 days, I've had 1 day off.
So when is it that, I mean, this is probably a long ways from when you see this in your future. When is it going to be the end for you? When are you going to be? I mean, and what happens after wrestling?
I don't think I'm the only one who doesn't think they can answer that. The end is cryptic as this is. The end could be tonight. I don't know.
Right.
I was pretty well good and burnt out for a while, and I was all set to leave last year, like maybe 6 to 8 months ago, and they pulled me back in. The Al Pacino Godfather 3 deal. When is it going to be over for me? I'm not sure. I've accomplished. There's only like 2 things left that I need to do. I suppose it's win a Royal Rumble and main event of WrestleMania. And I'm not saying I'm out the door the instant that happens, but wrestling is what I do. I don't think I made a choice to be a wrestler. I think I was born and this is who I am.
Right.
You know? So it's always a part of me. I'm not trying to go do anything else. I'm not trying to run away and do movies.
Mm-hmm.
That's not in the future. So if I'm not wrestling, I'm going to be sitting on my couch.
Okay, love it. So tonight, WWE Raw.
Yeah.
It's going to be at 5 o'clock time.